Hello, Libra. How are you? Welcome. I hope you're doing really, really well. Libra, let's see what your energy is like right now so you can use them to your advantage and be able to see a situation from a new point of view. This is a general reading. Take what resonates, and it applies to everyone who has Sun, Rising, Moon, or Venus in the sign of Libra. Libra, if you need a personal consultation with me, you can write to the email shown on the screen, and I will send you all the information you need. Attention! 3 phone lines have been activated so you can contact a tarot service 24 hours a day. You will be able to communicate with my team of tarot readers who will be answering all your questions instantly. And I wanted to share with you that the channel membership feature has also been activated so you can join this great community and gain access to great benefits, such as early access to videos, forecasts and horoscopes, polls, photos, and status updates, and unique badges in live chats. And this will also be starting this April. We are going to hold monthly raffles for all members. Channels so you can have access to a personal consultation with me. So stay tuned. All right, let's channel a message then for Libra. Libra, we have here the 8 of Swords. We have the Moon, the 5 of Cups, 6 of Pentacles. Pay attention. Libra, what's happening here with these energies? Libra, this is very connected. It involves another person. It could be another person or other people. This isn't necessarily a romantic relationship or a relationship with a partner. Yes, see where it resonates. It could also be a family relationship or a friendship as well. But I see that there's someone here. What has happened? How have you been feeling? How do you feel about the person in front of you? A person you've known for a long time, someone from your past. A person. That's why I read it as family related. There's something here about having known each other for a long time. But I feel like the relationship has become, I see something here like confusion with the other person. Things that don't add up for you, things that catch your attention. So if you learned something here, like having some kind of revelation, or someone told you something, you discovered something, information that this person has hidden, and you say, honestly, this person is confusing me, or I feel like their actions don't match what they say, or I think she's not being honest with me. So that confuses things. It makes you question the bond you have with that person. One of the issues we have here is precisely about giving and receiving. I feel like you're at a point where you're really reflecting a lot on your close bonds and close relationships. And you're seeing how much balance there is between what you give to others and what you're receiving. That's why I say don't take this as being exclusively about love. We're talking about relationships in general, but especially with people you know very well, not with people you've met recently. With people with whom there has been a history. A long one? Where you know each other very well. So maybe you start to notice something here. Hey, I feel like I've given more than what I've received. Or I'm always helping this person in every way. With my attention, energy, advice, support. Always. This is like always giving yourself to the other person. And start to question how much those people are also showing up for you. If there has been a routine here, if the relationship has gotten used to being this way, and now you've started to question it, that's why I say there are things here that don't add up. There are things that maybe at first you didn't want to see. I see you there kind of tangled up. There, lost in your thoughts. Looking at the situation differently. That's why I ask, what is it that doesn't sit right with you in your dealings in a close relationship with someone you've known for a long time? And you say this isn't reciprocal, or we're not on the same wavelength, or we're different, or I've changed. The circumstances have changed. Either I'm seeing or feeling things I never did before. So there's an energy of awareness and detachment here. I don't want to feel this. So I cut it off. I let it go. I let go and trust. In some cases, it has to do with distancing yourself, or with having made the decision that this relationship ends here, or up to here. Let's see, not necessarily a complete break. I mean, in some cases, an end to a stage, or, for example, we'll stay friends, for example. But I've considered it. I've found my limits, right? I want to see what's next too, but it feels like the dynamic has been cut off, or that has ended. Bye. I feel like you're no longer here to fool yourself. In relationships and connections. If we talk about friendship, this also has to do with, for example, separating real friends from people who are just acquaintances, right? Or people who are just colleagues, like coworkers, right? If you've put everyone in the same category, it's like you're starting to question and deeply analyze the relationship. But let's see what else we have. I feel like what you don't want is to be confused. You don't want them to make you doubt. No. You don't want limits either, Libra. And least of all that they lie to you. General and available energy, Libra. Let's see how this continues. Let's see if we have more information. They have the Hierophant, the Four of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, Magician. Well, there's an evolution here, right? Because the issue of past relationships is very strong. Relationships that maybe at some point you had clung to, right? Like they were your support. But this issue of what you're learning in relationships right now is also very strong, isn't it? You're also changing your perspective, your way of seeing the other person, your way of relating. You're accessing new information that allows you to let go. This helps you let go of what's familiar and also open yourself up to meeting new people or to focus on new connections, right? That's why I say that the reading is evolving. Letting go of what's familiar, letting go of what you know, what you've gotten used to in relationships. It's like I felt this was a balanced relationship, and I'm realizing it's not, because I've started to question it. I've started to analyze it. I've started to give myself the chance to meet new people, to move in new circles, to meet someone new. Here, we have an Ace of Cups, which indicates an opening in your sentimental and emotional world. This could be a new relationship or also the strengthening of a great connection. There is strong potential for a new beginning here, and there's something beginning. Whether it's in your love life or your friendships, forming bonds, like something new, magical bonds that deceive you, bonds that don't take away from you, but instead enlighten you. Conscious bonds, where you can build something and even share a project and move it forward together. You'll realize what those connections are and who the people are that start showing up in your life that way. If it hasn't already happened, thank you. It's also about stepping a bit outside the limits, the boundaries, and structures you had gotten used to in relationships. And now, I want to have a new experience, to connect with people with different energy, a different vibe. Let's see what else we have. Libra. You have here the Five of Pentacles. We have the Knight of Cups. We have death. A lot is happening in relationships. Seven of Pentacles. You are going through a very deep transformation process in your relationships, in your connections, and in your emotions. When you are going through such a deep and intense process of change, of course, there are things that come to light. At times, there may be confusion with certain people, as if you are going through an inner grieving process, as if you feel that something has ended or something is over. But there is also something that is being reborn at that moment. That's why God is giving both things at the same time. You might be a bit sensitive and emotional, that's for sure. But what is it that's being left behind? It's being left behind. Perhaps relationships or bonds are being left behind or they hadn't given you that place of support, or where you haven't felt supported, where you haven't felt cared for, or where you haven't felt valued. If everything you've given wasn't returned because it wasn't valued, I feel like you've made the decision not to stay in that place. Instead, it's about moving forward and taking a different path, a different road. This is like I've woken up, I've realized that I was used to holding on to certain types of relationships out of familiarity, out of routine. I've realized that I'm meeting new people who express their love, their friendship from a much deeper place, much more intense, much warmer, much more emotional. And they make me feel new things, things I wasn't used to, things I hadn't been feeling. That's why I say both things are happening simultaneously. You're putting a stop to that. You're reevaluating your relationships and setting healthy boundaries. People you've known for a long time. And you're giving yourself the chance to explore new feelings and emotions with new people, new environments, or someone new you've met. Okay? The change of direction, emotionally and sentimentally, is obvious. What are those new emotions that you're starting to embrace? This feels like a true rebirth, but if there's a rebirth, it's because there has been a kind of symbolic death. Pay attention. There's a really strong theme of messages with someone here, isn't there? Something you've read or seen. A conversation you've had with someone you've known for a long time from way back that just kind of made something click for you, right? Like, I feel like we have different values, that we don't share the same ideals. I feel that, Libra. So it's a bit about letting go, right? Of not resisting this change in relationships and giving yourself the chance to connect with new people and to relate in a totally different way. Let's see what we have, Libra, in the Oracle. Let's go with your advice or message. Sign of Libra, Egyptian Oracle. Libra, you have the fragility card here. All right? Arcanum 16. You have Mercury in Virgo there. There's a very strong focus on information, on the message, on what's being analyzed, what's being investigated, that conversation you're having, what you're seeing. It's an energy, obviously. That's the Tower card, right? The things that weren't stable, especially in our discussions about relationships, yes, it breaks. Your relationships are going through a trial by fire. The relationships that are really strong, that have strong roots, will overcome this storm, will overcome this shakeup. There will be a revelation, there really will be. You'll gain access to it. There is a truth, there is information. You are going to realize things, but the energy is telling you something in your relationships has to change, definitely. And this change happens abruptly. It's like a wake-up call so you can see who you're connecting with, what environment you're in, who you're investing your energy in, how your relationships are, the reciprocity, the balance, and so on. So everything is changing in this area. Get ready. Dear Libra, this is what we've seen for all of you. Have a beautiful day, and we'll see you around. Until next time.